Hello, this is Robert Plenick, the owner of Brutal Iron Gym. I'm here today to discuss some calf training information. So let's look at our little muscle man chart we got here. So the calf muscles, how this chart works is the muscles on the left side of the body are like the ones on the outside. The muscles on the right side of the body are the ones that are like underneath those. So if we look at our calves, we have this is called the gastrocnemius, which is this big one right here. And this is the one you can see like on most bodybuilders, and I'll show you mine in a second. And then there's actually an underlying muscle called the soleus muscle, which lies kind of underneath that. So when you do seated calf raises, you typically work the soleus. When you do standing calf raises, you typically work the gastrocnemius. So let's see if we can actually see mine. Now we come on over here. We have a mirror here. So in the mirror, so the gastrocnemius is that one that you can actually physically see. And then the soleus is the one that goes underneath that. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some training tips. So let's get into the seated one first. So our seated calf raise, we have actually band capabilities. And what this allows us to do is just change the style and the feel of the stimulus. So I'm going to show you with just that. So when we do seated calf raises, and then hopefully you guys will be able to hear me while I'm yapping at you. Let me make sure I can get this at a good angle. So when we do seated calf raises, when people do incorrectly, that cheats them of a lot of results is the speed. They just bounce back and forth. And what we'd really like to do is to have full control the whole time. So I'll wedge myself under here, I'm going to lift up, and this just rotates out of the way for me. So what I'm going to try to do now is I come up and flex, and I stay in control the whole time. So I'm not letting my ankles bounce, I'm not letting the muscles get out of control. So it's a full stretch in the bottom and a full squeeze. The idea is to try to use the full range of the muscle so that way you can stimulate as many fibers as possible. Now, I will sometimes, once I have a lot of repetitions of a slow controlled motion in, sometimes in order to get an extra burn, I'll kind of do like little pulses like this, little squeezes, or I'll bounce out of the stretch a little bit, or I'll just kind of speed up like this speed. But that's typically at the very end just to get a little extra stimulus before I rack the weight. So the seated variation should be done that way, with that much control. Then a pairing that I do sometimes, just given the situation and structure that we have in our gym, is a standing variation now. I'll use the framework of the calf raise and just do a standing variation with one of our kettlebells. So I'll balance on the framework, and I'll just come up and squeeze. Get my shorts out of the way there for you. So I'll come up and squeeze, and just try to get an extra 5 or 10 reps out of that muscle. So I'll do that, and I'll switch hands and get the other side. So that is how we do controlled motions for the calf. And then I'll also show you another secret you can do is actually stretching between sets. So I use the wall that we have here, and you can actually stretch your calf in between sets, and this actually furthers the muscular stress and damage. So I'll push my heel close to the wall, and then you can actually keep your legs straight and push in. And that's one way to stretch your calf muscles. And I'll kind of push in and out a little bit here and there. The other way is to step back and then bend your knee towards the wall. So I'll kind of do about like 10 of these, like 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll do about 10 in a bent position. Then I'll do 10 in like a long leg position. And then I'll switch legs. And this allows me to get oxygen recovery in between the sets. So then, like, as soon as I'm done stretching, I'm ready to go right back into it. but this is a great way to get extra stress by pulling and prying those muscles open. So I didn't do 10 there because I'm just trying to make this not last 100 years for you guys watching this. But that's one of the main reasons, main things I see when people do calf raises, is they just bounce like a maniac, which is not good. So you want to stay under control. Standing variations, again, you stay under control. And then you can add stretching in between your working sets. And that is going to help get you a lot more results because you're actually furthering and creating more muscle damage when you do those stretches. So when you do calf raises, do not load 1,000 pounds on and do partial variations. Do not go 1,000 miles an hour. So just like I wouldn't do that with my biceps. So with biceps, we would be here, we'd be very under control. We would squeeze, release, squeeze, release. So we want to do the same thing when we do calf raises. So typically I do a mixture of seated and standing. That way you get a mixture of all the muscles and positions involved. And you want to make sure you push in a calf raise through your big toe. Don't try to push through your pinky toe and let your ankles roll out. Okay, that makes it too easy and you actually miss some of the musculature. So you want to push through your big toe and make sure you stay under control. So there's some calf raise tips. If you'd like a sample calf raise routine, check us out on our website at www.brittlirongym.com. Shoot us an email at the bottom of the website, just say calf routine, and we'll send you a sample and give you some fun ideas to play with. Cool. Thank you.